Okay, so I'm running into a slight problem that we need to figure out a solution for.
This week, we're picking back up with our budget-friendly mudroom build. We're diving into trim work, adding fresh paint, and tackling a DIY wood chip that feature on a budget, of course. So stick around and don't forget to grab your coffee. Hey friends, welcome back to Organize to Save. I'm Lindsay, and if you missed part 1, I shared how we kicked off our custom built-in mudroom on a serious budget, and today we're jumping right back in with some major progress. This week we're finally starting on one of my favorite parts, the trim details. It's the moment where everything starts looking finished and a little bit more fancy. Might seem like a small thing, but it makes a huge impact. It makes the space from DIY project to custom build real quick. I'm walking you through how I'm tackling it step by step, and yep, still keeping it budget friendly by using what we have where we can. So achieve the look I'm looking for, I wanted to start off at the top of this build and kind of work my way down. I started with some thicker trim at the top. This is going to just help really tie this all together, bring this all the way up to the ceiling, and make it look like a custom build. I'm just using my nail gun to get this all secured in place. And then I'm going ahead and I'm marking on this thinner board where I need to make some smaller cuts that will fill in all of these boxes. The top section, I'm going to have doors put in there eventually, so I need a trim to just kind of fill in all the gaps. Again, I pulled out my favorite DIY tool these days, my Craig jig, and started drilling all of the pocket holes for all of these pieces. This tool has literally come in handy so much lately. If you're looking for something to start doing some more custom DIY builds, I highly suggest it. I'll have linked down below what all I'm using. Okay, so as you can see, I got the base part of this all put together. Went ahead and got it all nailed up into place. Can you not just see this thing coming to life? Now, I am clearly not a pro, but I'm learning as I go and loving the transformation. Let me know down in the comments below, do you love doing trim work or does it totally intimidate you? It used to intimidate me, but little by little, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable.
What do you think?
Wow, that looks really good. Yeah, this is fun. It's weird, but it makes the room feel tall.
So the ceiling is not level. Look at how off that is.
I mean, the house is old.
So I just went off this side, and then it was, so I mean, this is all level. But I wanted to go level off of this, because otherwise my doors aren't going to be all level. Okay, so I'm running into a slight problem that we need to figure out a solution for. I'm working on figuring out kind of how I want to trim this all out. Basically, this side over here, the wall is not flush on the other side, so it can't lay how it's supposed to for me to be able to have this piece go flush all the way down. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. So I've lined this up so it's flush here, so that way my trim board that goes in front goes here, and then this drawer can still open up and everything. As we go further down, you can see how much more that piece is sticking out. And it's because the wall back here is not flush. Okay, I fixed my problem. I literally just put a spacer board in behind there. So that way, now, this is all the same, going all the way down. No more problems. Now that the top section of the mudroom is trimmed out, I'm basically doing a copy and paste process for the front of the shoe cabinets.
just bringing that cohesive look all the way down. Now, before I can move on to painting, I filled in all of the nail holes with wood filler, let it dry, and then gave everything a good sanding so it's nice and smooth. It's tedious work, but it makes a huge difference in the final finish. Trust me. Okay, so I'm outside currently trying to figure out the next part of this big build, and that is the wood panel. So essentially what I want to do, I'll pop it up here on screen, is create like a wooden backdrop that's got some wider wood slats and stain it all the same stain combination as I have on the other side of the living room. So I think I just figured out a way to do, instead of like making a bunch of wood slats, I think I figured out a way to do essentially the look that I want, but still all in one big piece. So I'm gonna finish testing this out and then I'll show you. All right, so to achieve this look, essentially what I did was I made the depth of my saw blade very minimal. So it's basically just going through that top part of the board to create a nice groove. I want this groove because that's the look I'm going for. I'm hoping that, as you'll see later on, I'm going to fill those grooves in with stain and it's gonna really pop. To achieve this look, I'm using the same stain combination that I used for the living room refresh. I did Tim Smith Gray first and then came over it with the Early American. I really like this stain combination. It's a good mixture between not too light, not too dark, and I went ahead and made sure to get that darker stain color into all the grooves to really make it stand out. I love how this is coming together, and I'm doing this project for a fraction of the cost. If I were to go out and buy a panel board like this already pre-made, it would have cost so much more. So DIY on a dime. So I've said it before, but another huge way that I keep my project costs down is utilizing stuff that I already own. All the trim that I'm using for this little bench, I already had from leftover from previous projects. So I already spent the money, I'm utilizing stuff that I already had and keeping the budget down. Another great tip for you is to utilize spray paint. If you find something like hardware that you like, but maybe the sheen isn't just quite right, go ahead and spray paint it to match exactly what you're looking for versus spending a lot more money on the more expensive hardware.
Just to see
That's it for part 2 of our DIY mudroom build. We've made some solid progress with this project, but we're not done yet. In part 3, we'll be tackling the doors and pulling this whole piece together. You do not want to miss it. So make sure you subscribed and come back soon to see this space finally come to life. We'll see you then.